Welcome. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, evening, or good night from wherever you are. Alissa IG, the consultress here with Rise and Shine, conversations that are live based on what's happening right now, what's going on in today's new and good and evolutionary times that maybe we don't all get access to. So my job is to curate some of the most fabulous people on the planet and have a conversation, have coffee together. Today it happens to be coffee together, right? So I would like to welcome the fabulous Kristin Sparks. Welcome, welcome. It is so fabulous to see you here on Rise and Shine. Cheers.
Thank you for having me. I always love to have a cup of coffee. It is my all-time favorite. So cheers to you.
Thank you. What's on your mug there?
This is Beaches, Turks, and Caicos, where my niece and her husband got married many moons ago.
Ooh, yeah. Turks and Caicos. When I was younger, I had no idea that was a place. So I was like, is that turkeys and chaos? So it's interesting what it brings to mind, but having never traveled there, tell me a little bit about that place and why you felt called to get that mug.
Oh, it's amazing. My mother-in-law actually brought this mug back. I did not get to go to the wedding, but I have been there in Turks and Caicos, and it's an incredible island. It's just the natural beauty. And of course, when I was there, it was 30 some years ago. So I'm dating myself, right? It's grown up since then. I mean, so like beaches didn't even exist when I was there. So I had, when she said she was getting married at a resort. What resort? That's been kind of my experience with most of the Caribbean islands. I was there before it got built up. And all of a sudden this explosion of growth, which I think is what we as a human race is going through, and adjusting to just this phenomenal change in our world.
Amen.
Yeah. Dragonflies are my thing. You can see one in the background over there. And they really represent change. They represent, hope and moving forward and rebirth. And that's what change is all about, is that rebirth, whether it's, completely rebirthing yourself, an idea, whether it's, what you're doing in your work, how you're doing it, how you're presenting yourself in your work, and the tools that you use.
Oh, tools. First of all, yeah, let me just piggyback because, behind the scenes, we had a little chat about tools, and I'm coming out of the closet here. You see all this stuff right here? This is sacred geometry. I'm a geek. I love numbers. I love shapes. I love colors. And for me, a tool that I use both for me and for my clients is getting out of my head, especially when we're in times where, the tried and true is now becoming disrupted and renegotiated. So these tools I'm finding are even more valuable to help me create a new perspective. And you said rebirth. And so anybody been through birth before? That shit is not fun. It is rewarding and it's life-changing. And it's not pretty. Like the process of rebirth, even though the result on the other side can be glorious and can be altogether affirming and inspiring. This reminds me of the geometry called the vesica piscis, which is two circles that overlap each other. And through the overlapping, I believe in this conversation specifically of old and new, comes this emergent thing, whether that's a personality trait, an intuition, a way of going about conducting business. But change is rarely comfortable. This whole myth of positive psychology that if you just intend it and you keep your mind on the positive, you'll get there eventually. That's only a piece of it. It's only one circle of the vesica piscis.
And that's just a renaming of that whole concept that I grew up with, which was fake it till you make it. Pretend that you're something you're not in order to be the thing that you're not. And while I give myself grace to choose whatever it is that I want and to work to get that, I am not going to be something I'm not until I get there.
Yeah, it's the realizing that you have a goal of something you're striving to become at the same time as honoring the journey. I think that misnomer or that mislabel of fake it till you make it, it's more about having a vision and having decided, okay, you know what? I have sugar for breakfast every day, and I no longer, seeing that I am on the path to diabetes, no longer want to have sugar every day, but I have a habit, and habits are hard to break.
Yeah.
So intending and having that positive thing, I can do it. I know I can get there. And that whatever shows up today, I'm going to dance with it. Like leaning into that, I think is what this new evolution of whatever the new normal is going to be. And I don't like to use the term new normal because I always used to say, if I'm normal, then I'm boring. Like I'm very predictable, very, and so I don't think what we're aiming for is anything quote unquote normal, but what you were looking for is consistency of character and that constant growth.
Right. I think for me, it's real. It's being real. It's leaning into the real of who I am. One of my all-time favorite books is The Velveteen Rabbit. And it talks about when we are all loved up, we are hairless and we are ugly and we are real. That's me. I am hairless and I am ugly and I am real. These ugly tears and allowing myself to be angry and rage, allowing myself to feel whatever feeling comes up. And when it all comes down to it, it is the law of allowing. That's what keeps coming up for me this year. It's just the law of allowing. I may have a vision for what I want. I may put my vision together, and I have an acronym for it. It's called LOVE, and it's letting our values, visions, and victories elevate our voices, because I'm all about really using your voice. So if I put my values, or I know my values, I accept my values, I embody my values, what it is that I'm building in life, and I vision that, and I celebrate each and every step. And sometimes it's going back 100 steps and going, okay, what did I accomplish? What, where am I in life? And not allowing, as we were talking about earlier, that naysayer in my head to win. I name her. I name her. Her name is Nanette. And when she gets loud, I go, no, Nanette. And that's just my process of how to shut that off. It's adding a piece, like you were talking about the sugar in the morning. You have to add a interrupter in order to change the pattern. So if it's sugar that you really like and it comes in the form of donuts, try bagels. Or, just a little bit different, but a total interrupter. You're still getting breakfast. You're still getting sustenance. You're just not getting the sweet. And you could even add to that strawberry jam or, blueberry cream cheese, just to get a little bit of sweetness, so that you're interrupting it, but not totally taking it away, because that's hard to do.
Yeah. When it's like you're singing my song here. Bagel. I grew up in bagels. So for me, it's replacing the bagel.
Yeah.
And, but I hear what you're saying. And I still, I hear the, interrupt it, but don't destroy it.
Right.
Interrupt it, nudge it a little bit, because my grandpa always used to say, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Getting up and having breakfast is a healthy habit. Like in this example we're using, I'm going to just take it and run. And what I'm having can evolve over time. I think that's the piece where people, even myself, like, we kind of get all or nothing. It's like, I'm either going to be healthy or fuck it, I'm not. Right.
Right.
It's in that like, whoa, Nelly, let's
Let's
maybe,
pull back a little bit.
yeah. Yeah. Let's maybe just, like you said, replace the thing that you think is the ultimate bad thing that you're doing and go one step toward what it is you're trying to accomplish. So for me, that might look like, instead of having flavored creamer as my sugar in the morning, I can go and have maybe just half and half without the sugar, but still have the coffee and the cream, you know. And I've seen myself do this over you know, trials and errors, where I have gone to like totally black coffee and even gone no coffee at all. I mean, I know, being a coffee lover, it's like blasphemous to say like I went without coffee, right?
I've done it.
Yeah. But having the choice to pop in and play with it and pop in and use it, or to use it as a way to learn about myself. I'm finding like everything in this universe is built for me to learn more about myself, my business, my family, my connections, my networking. I mean, all of it points back to, how am I showing up? And that reflection of how would I prefer to show up if I haven't shown up in a way that I, you know, give myself a high five and a, you know, 10 stars for.
The other thing that I think that I find is not allowing myself the opportunity to change. So taking your coffee example, if I were to judge myself based on not having cream in my coffee, now there's something wrong with me because I don't have cream in my coffee. I've removed the ability to make a choice, to do something different, to change. And I find that that is something I'm hearing a lot of, you know, that fear that you can't change. You have to pick a path. That's the only path, and you can never stray from that path. Well, that's kind of like you talking about you're boring. You know, who wants to stay on the same path? If you go hiking out in the woods and you see something that you want to go see, if you stay on the same path, you never get to see it. So if you give yourself the opportunity to go look, be curious, be wondering about what is happening over here on the right. Maybe it's something you need to look at so that you can embody who you truly are. It might be tarot cards. It might be oracles. It might be bringing in a different tool in order to help someone go, oh, I get it. That aha moment, right? And really, when we're talking about coaching, that's what we want to get to, is the aha moments. We want our clients to get to the aha moments. And we personally, I know for myself anyway, I like to get to the aha moments. I like to dig and go, oh my goodness, I had no idea that that's why I didn't like sales. You know, now I get it. Okay. All right. So let's look at that. What is it about that particular situation that put that belief in my head, and how can I change it?
Can you please, I've had that demon battle with sales myself. So can you share a little bit more about that?
I can. So as a kid, I had a mother who shared way too much about her relationship with my father. And my father, who's a beautiful, wonderful man, you know, did the best that he could. And he was a sales guy. So my mom on this side is just pounding me with all the negative. And my father on the other side is trying to do his job. Well, for me, I misconstrued what that meant. For me, sales became swarmy and nasty and ugly and all of the things that, while, you know, my mother may have had her own thoughts, you know, she had her own process, it just messed it up in my mind. So I could never get past why every time I went to do sales, I would just get this, oh God, I don't want to do this. Please don't make me go talk to these people. And Yeah, you put me in a situation like I'll go to the airport. I talk to every flipping person.
Yeah.
I can
You
talk
give
to.
that talk on the airplane. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I give, I can sit and have a conversation with the guy sitting in the gutter, and I can go to the governor's house for dinner. I haven't been to the president's yet, but I have been to a few governor's houses. So it doesn't matter to me. I can write. I can talk to anybody, but don't tell me it has to do with sales.
Hmm.
Because then I get all freaky deaky about it. Even networking, it's that same kind of thing. And I'm selling something. So if we really dig and are willing to look at it, and sometimes it's conversations with people that it gets pulled out of you. Oh yeah, now I remember someone had this conversation with me, or did this with me, or said this with me. And we all have our parents, just as we did the best that they could do, with the information that they had at hand. And I know for me, that's so true. I do the best that I can do. And as Maya Angelou says, you do the best you can do until you know better. And then you do better.
Yep.
That's another, as Patty will put it, permission granted to make the mistakes, to look at it and go, oh, wow, that wasn't really a mistake. It was a learning opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can now do better.
I bring up on this a lot. My favorite Jason Mraz quote from I'm Yours, the song I'm Yours. And it's, you win some or learn some, but I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. Okay. So here's the thing. If you are caught in winning, yay, awesome, right? That's the thing we all think we're after. If you're in a pivot of learning, you have to recognize it as anything other than that is all learning. It's the going through the tough feelings. It's feeling the rage, feeling the resistance, feeling the not good enough, feeling like, if I charge thousands of dollars, it will mean that I'm making my clients poor and they have to eat ramen. No, I mean, that is like just a belief. It's just a story in your head. And I found, and I had the only way that I reverse engineered breaking that pattern for myself was paying for services that were beyond my means and rising to the occasion, paying for things that would challenge me to grow, and then knowing that I'm adaptable. That's my number one thing about myself, that I would find the tools, find the resources, that I am resourceful, so that I would always get myself in situations that required me to grow. So by the time I turned around and was like, I have to raise prices, I turned around and I have to say, okay, I'm allowing someone to pay more so that they pay more attention to their goal, because that's exactly what happened for me. I paid someone $1,000 a month to be part of a mastermind meeting thing where I didn't get one-on-one attention at all. And after 7 months, realized like I got exactly what I needed. I needed to put this balance on my card so that I could figure out how to pay for it in a way that is aligned. And I picked up a few things along the way, but would I say I would have individually paid for each one of those nuggets, the total that I paid? No, but I didn't know what I was going to pick up either. So being willing to be uncomfortable and being willing to put yourself into a situation that allows your growth, it comes with the knowledge that it's not all going to be win. Sometimes it's going to be learn. And most often they're going to balance each other out like a seesaw. You're going to win and learn and win and learn and win and learn. But if you keep telling yourself that you're losing, you're going to get off the seesaw. You're not going to play anymore.
Or you're failing, or, because things blow up when you had some vision and plan in place. And boy, that happens. It happens more than we realize. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of, if you do this, it's going to be fabulous. And if you do this, it's going to change everything. And here's what you need in order to be able to move forward. And where do you hear the reality of the learn and the win, and the learn and the win. And I love that balance, because that's what life is all about, is that beautiful balance of just allowing yourself to grow beyond your now.
Yeah. Oh, and I love that you brought that full damn circle. Allowing. The law of allowing is, you know, when we do this, who's in the middle?
Yeah.
We're balancing ourselves.
Yes.
And I just love that. So Kristin, I know we don't have all the time in the world here. I have really enjoyed this harvesting of wisdom that we were able to divine here together today, but I want to make sure that anyone watching knows where to find you and interact with you. So where would you like them to go to say, hey, I loved what you did there on Rise and Shine. I want to connect some more.
Absolutely. You know, I'm easily found on my website, which is www.WRARINC.com, or you can hit me up on linktr at WRARINC. That takes you everywhere. That gives you all my Facebook and social media feeds. It gives you my live radio show I do on Fridays. Yes, so hit me up anytime.
Right on, lady. High five to you. Thank you for being here. Heck yeah. It has been a really great time getting to chat with you. And so for now, everybody, you know, lean into the sticky parts, lean into what may be not working. It's got gold for you. And until next time, friends, keep being awesome. See you next time. Same bat time, same bat channel. New Rise and Shines dropping every Monday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. Have an awesome day, and I will see you soon. Thanks a million, Kristin.
Bye. Thank you.